His book is called Zero Regrets, Being Greater Than Yesterday, and the most decorated American Winter Olympic athlete of all time, Apolo Ohno, shares the inspiring stories of his path to skating success, and we're so happy to have him back with us. Welcome back. Talk about leaving it all on the pages of this book. I mean, you kind of go where I don't think a lot of people have seen you go before. What an emotional journey. A
very emotional journey. And people ask me about this book, and they say, what was it like writing the book? And I tell them, it was like self-therapy, because a lot of this time, a lot of hours spent working on Zero Regrets was from my heart, and everything that I said was basically from the core of who I am. And I didn't want to leave anything on the table. I just wanted to leave it all out there, and just say, this is who I am. These are the things that I went through. These are the insecurities that I had. These are some of the issues that I faced.
Well, this is what I find familiar and interesting, that you had insecurities and fears. And you kind of explore all of that, and you lay it out from when you were a childhood all the way to winning the medal. So.
And I think, what a lot of people don't realize is, there's so many athletes in the world who do wonderful things in sport, but they don't realize that these people are human just like the rest of us. When you look at a professional athlete, an Olympic athlete, they say, oh, this guy's like an icon. He's like a superstar. He's almost superhuman. And they don't see that this person or this woman has so many insecurities and self-doubts. But I think what makes them different is how we approach that situation and how we can overcome that. And then, in return, like I said, be greater than yesterday. But it's just like a self-empowerment. It's there's a certain confidence you can build internally.
All right, so you have killer instincts. So how do you, because there are a lot of kids watching, a lot of parents that are looking, how did you approach it, and how did you overcome your fears?
Oh, yeah, a lot of times I had to just go head to head. I had no choice, and sport, unlike anything else, provides a platform in which you have to face your own fears and your self-doubts head to head and say, okay, if you perform today, it's either yes or no, and instantaneously you get gratification, you get results right then and there. And you have to run with that. But the nice thing is that you can learn from it, win, lose, or draw, and say, I'm going to become a better person because of this tomorrow. And the book for me was not only about my Olympic journeys, it was about, obviously, my upbringing.
Your upbringing, your dad.
My dad's relationship, the relationship with the mom I never had. Just things that in my life I've never really talked about in full detail and depth. And I think it was very important for me to speak about them early on in the book, because people could get to know my personality and say, okay, he's really speaking from his heart, and this is who he is as a person.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, it's so funny and fascinating in a way that, you look like a clean-cut guy, but you're a rebel without a cause at times.
I was.
And,
I was. And in my childhood upbringing, I had a great dad in my life, but we were a single-parent household, and he was working a lot. So imagine the type of energy and... I was just a crazy kid, bottled into this world where I didn't have skating yet. I didn't have a sport as an outlet. So my dad tried to he tried to basically wear me out through the day in different sports and different arenas.
And he found it. He found that one.
It didn't work until he found short track speed skating, and then he basically forced me to go and try this path in which I didn't even know that I had potential for.
Look at you, where you are now. We want to tell you that you have a book signing starting today. Fans can meet you here in the city and Jersey, right? Tell us about that.
Yes, so we have two book signings today.
Barnes & Noble.
Barnes & Noble, and I believe the other one is
Bookends in Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Exactly. And
thank you.
It's going to be fun. Zero Regrets.
Zero Regrets, Better Than Yesterday, in stores now.